Hi guys, I am Wolf of Two Wolf Industries. Today, I am going to be talking about complaints I have about certain animes. Now, keep in mind, I have definitely seen every single one of these animes all the way through. Also, I understand that maybe I find it really weird or stupid, but somebody else doesn't. I actually adore and love each and every one of these animes. It's just that there's something in them that I don't really like. So we're gonna start out with an anime most people know already, which is Ouran Host Club. Ouran Host Club is the adventures of Haruhi Fujioka and the hosts. She is a girl, but you don't, I guess like maybe it's slightly believable that she's a guy at first, not really. My complaint for that is, how does nobody know that she's a girl? Her voice is still kind of girly, even if it's a little bit deeper. It is still girly enough that if I were there, I would know. Also, she's very pretty. It's not like pretty boy, it's like pretty, like a pretty girl. And I guess, you know, now don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Haruhi. I love Ouran Host Club. I just don't understand how nobody knows that she's a girl until they're told, other than like the hosts. See, the hosts, except for Tamaki, all figured it out. So how does nobody else just figure it out? That's what I want to know. Complaint number 2 is for Sailor Moon. I love Sailor Moon so much. I actually have 2 complaints for Sailor Moon, but one of them is less a complaint made by me and more a complaint made by lots of people. The first one is the bad guys. Now, I realize in the beginning they're kind of like, we don't really want to expend a lot of our troops. We've got stuff to do, evil plans to do, things. We need energy, but it's like, when you figure out that the Sailor Scouts are kind of a problem, why not just send a crap ton of people to take them out? Instead of like sending one person at a time to get killed and slaughtered. I just think, well, I think this about not just Sailor Moon, but also a lot of shows. Once someone poses to be a problem, people still send like one by one to try and stop them, instead of sending all of their forces at once, taking out the threat quickly, and moving on with life. And in the beginning of Sailor Moon, Usagi is not really powerful. She's still figuring out how to use these powers that she has, and along the way there's a couple more people that join her and they have to figure out how to use their powers. It takes them less time, but that's just because you always gotta have a nice ditzy like heroine. And I love Usagi, but it's like they could have just taken her out so easily if they had sent an army at her instead of just like Jedi with his one person that goes each time. Once, you know, you get another Sailor Scout, now there's 2 of them. You can't defeat one with just the one person you keep sending and his associate. So don't you think it's time, now that there's 2, to maybe think that this is a serious threat that you should neutralize? The other thing about Sailor Moon is a lot of people complain. Now this, I don't have a complaint about this because I'm not dumb. But a lot of people complain about the fact that the dress is 90s, and they're like, oh, well, nobody thinks 90s fashion is cool. Especially when it comes to Darian's outfit. He's got those like purple pleated pants and people are like, what were they thinking? Well, I'll tell you what they were thinking. They were thinking it was cool because if you don't know, the Sailor Moon manga was, the original run was between 1991 and 1997. And the original run for the anime series was 1992 to 1997. Oh, in the 90s. So 90s fashion was cool in the 90s. Who would have thought? The reason I bring this up is because I saw a post today, top 10 reasons why, like, Tuxedo Mask sucks, but Sailor Moon is the only one who doesn't think so, or something like that. And one of the things is he wears purple pleated pants, and I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, his purple pants are a little weird, but then they go on to say, why did they think that putting 90s fashion into the anime was a good idea? Because it was the 90s? Rin from Blue Exorcist, or Ao no Exorcist if you prefer the Japanese. My complaint is that nobody knows he's a demon at like the beginning, and nobody thinks he's suspicious in any way, shape, or form. Sure, he can hide his tail, but the kid has like fangs and pointed ears, and nobody thinks that's suspicious. I mean, his brother looks completely normal, but he has pointy ears and teeth, and they don't think that's weird. I just want to know, like, how dumb people are in animes. They don't really seem to notice things. This goes right alongside with what I said about Haruhi, and how none of the girls, or anybody outside of the host club, really knows that she's a girl. The next thing is the heroine from Amnesia. I understand that yes, she has amnesia, but okay, no, she doesn't have a name. Literally, she's just called Heroine. If you look her up, Amnesia anime heroine, you'll find her. She doesn't have a name. I mean, I assume she has one, but nobody in the anime calls her by her name. Not even a nickname. They're kind of just like, hey you, come here for a second. Like, okay. I feel like even if she can't remember what her name is, the other people would know what her name is, so why doesn't she have a name at all? I'm just curious about that, you know. My next complaint is for Rosario plus Vampire. And that would be the fact that all of the hottest girls in the school like the most average, normal, not even very attractive looking guy. Like, I understand Mocha ran into him on the first day and she was like head over heels for him because they ran into each other and he was a pretty cool guy. I guess they must like him for his personality because clearly he's a little lacking in the handsomeness department. I mean, maybe other people think differently from me, but this is just my personal opinion. I just don't think he's that good looking, and he's also pretty boring if you think about it. But somehow, all of the really, really hot girls in school seem to like him, so I guess that's fine. And the next one is for Kono naka ni Hitori Imouto ga iru. Or, if you don't speak Japanese, some of the translated titles are My Little Sister is Among Them, Who is My Little Sister? There was a couple different titles for this anime. Basically, it's not a very well-known anime, I don't think, but I personally, I love it a lot. Just a basic plotline for those who don't know what it is there's this guy named Shogo, and he's attending a school after his father has died because it was in his father's will that he go to this school, find a wife, get married, and then he can be the CEO of his father's company. But his little sister, who's like an illegitimate child, it's his half-sister, she's supposedly going to this school and it'll be a serious problem if he ends up falling in love with her. But he doesn't know who his sister is, hence the name of the anime. My complaint, I guess, is that not only does he have no idea who his sister is because he can't tell by looking at any of the girls, all of the girls make you think that they're his sister by doing something really weird. For example, a couple of the girls start calling him Big Brother, and then everyone in the school starts calling him Big Brother for a little while. And it's just kind of odd, and it's like, okay. And then a couple of them go on to have this, like, big brother, little sister complex kind of thing. And it's just not cool. At least not in my opinion. Yes, he is much better looking to me personally than Tsukune is, but all of these girls are throwing themselves at his feet. And for some really, really weird reason, especially like when they're in the bath or shower, is when they start like getting all these dirty thoughts in their head, and I'm like, okay, you do you, that's fine, I'll be over here. But then they're all like, they're in the shower and they're like, oh, he's so hot. No, no, why would I even think that? And it's like, are you okay? Do you need help? I guess I just don't know what happened, really. The next anime is Vampire Knight. My complaint is the clear complaint that I feel should be addressed. It's incest. It's okay when Yuki doesn't know that they're related, that she has a crush on him. But Kaname knows the whole time that they're related. And he just lets this happen. And their parents actually wanted them to get married. I guess I just don't understand why. I get it, you want to stay pure-blooded vampires, but is there really no other pure-blooded vampire families that you could marry into? Like, you have to marry your own sister? That's really weird. I mean, if you want to get married and have babies with 3 arms, you go right ahead. I'm not stopping you, but it's weird. That is it for my complaints. I guess I don't really have that many that I can think of. Well, congratulations, you've reached the end of this video. I have been Wolf of Teal Wolf Industries, and subscribe. Well, I've said a lot of stupid things here at the end. I'm probably gonna have to cut a lot. Thanks for watching!